Welcome to Tiger Wolf. I'm Josh, and this is David.
Please be aware, this podcast contains strong language and spoilers. Happy holidays.
Good Kwanzaa
Merry Christmas.
and Happy Yule.
Happy Hanukkah.
That's it. Yeah, I kept forgetting one.
All right, I don't think we forgot. I think that's it, right?
I hope so.
We're
If we've missed your holiday, we're still wishing you well on this.
I don't know what the prefix word would be for Unboxing Day in Canada.
You mean Boxing Day?
Yeah, Boxing Day.
Something half French.
Okay, so I don't know that. So blah, Boxing Day.
Boxing Day is not a holiday, though, is it?
Mhm.
I thought that was just when you threw out your boxes.
No, I believe that's a holiday.
I know nothing.
Okay. So if you can't figure it out with this unintentionally long intro, it's a holiday episode.
Yeah. So we thought a little bit, sometimes,
Like 2 minutes.
that we would talk about holiday stuff because it's a holiday episode.
Yeah. So, growing up,
I'm gonna let you start this. Yeah.
most of my family celebrated Christmas. So that's primarily what I had growing up. My mom, she did Christmas and Yule. Yule was more important to her. So that's kind of where my traditions are going with Oren is, he's learning about, Yule is when he gets his presents, which happens to be the day after his birthday.
And you guys are gonna be putting up like trees.
Yeah, we're going to do
What are you gonna do for decorations? And is it just gonna be mostly Christmas?
pretty
related?
much. Because,
I mean, Yule is pretty much like the
I
same
would say
thing, right?
Christmas is the
Like the
trees
same concept.
have nothing to do with Christ. The
What are you talking about?
the
He was born in
clearly
a building made out of trees.
the trees, the pine cones, the
Pine
reindeer.
cones? I thought that was just for the smell.
It's also for decoration. Sometimes people use it as a decorative arrangement on their holiday.
I thought they
tables.
just used it for like a
I mean, it's usually
to
it's
give
also
out the smell and
but
the what is it, cinnamon or whatever?
yeah, cinnamon. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to work
Whew.
retail too, David.
Whew. But a lot of the standard decorations that are associated with Christmas have
More of a Yule connotation.
Yule
to them,
connotation to them.
yeah. I mean, even Santa Claus is from,
Saint Nicholas is from Central Europe,
and there's
and he's also going to learn about Krampus.
yeah.
And some kid is going to tell him at school, Krampus isn't real, and he's going to probably say, "You think Santa Claus is real?"
Hold on, he's not.
I don't know. You rarely dress up in a red suit anymore.
I don't even have a white beard. Guess I could dye it,
Just give it a few more years.
but then it won't be round enough.
But yeah, like that was most of my traditions growing up. Putting up the lights, having it was a reason to decorate for the most part.
Both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, were Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's what I grew up with.
I mean,
I mean,
later
yes.
later in years, I had adopted siblings that added other holidays like Hanukkah and so on.
Mhm.
So it got really confusing this time of year.
How many gifts do you get again? 8.
Every
All
day?
today? No.
Okay. Did Did you have the? I know my parents did you got to open one of your presents
Nope.
Christmas Eve.
What we had, we didn't do anything like that. You open your presents on Christmas Day, but what we did was Little Christmas, is what my mom called it,
Mhm.
and that was about 15 days after Christmas. It's when the three wise men arrived.
Yeah.
At the manger. We would get another gift or two. Then, I remember. I think I usually got like when I had a PlayStation,
Yeah.
I would get like a PlayStation game, something like that.
Yeah.
So we get another gift then, and I would forget about it almost like every year. So it was always a surprise.
Huh?
What? No, like, it's like, aren't you gonna take the tree down? It's like, no, we still gotta leave it up for Little Christmas. And I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, some of the stuff we did, like every year, we set up a little ceramic village and stuff like that, which kind of became one of my duties for decorating.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just found it really interesting to set up a town. I don't know.
I
Always
think
been a
that-
fan of world building.
I think that led to something. I used to help Papa set up the reindeer and stuff in the
Yeah.
front yard.
Well, I help my dad with the outside decorations, of course. I had never climbed the ladder to hang the lights. Even when I was like a teenager and that.
I did. And then the ladder fell one year. And I was holding on to the edge of the roof.
He wasn't holding the ladder for you?
Dad was supposed to be. He got distracted because the dog ran into the yard. And the back gate was open, and they still had Buffy at the time. The Chow. The Chow with the curly tail that Nanny and them had. They still had Buffy at the time.
I don't remember. I don't know if I met.
I think you met Buffy.
Pupper.
Maybe not. But Dad let go of the ladder to run and shut the gate so that the dog didn't.
And you
get in
being
there with
super
her.
clumsy immediately took this opportunity to
Right
almost
then.
kill yourself.
Yep. Papa was sitting on the porch and just shaking his head.
Just watching. He's just like, and boy's gonna end up with a broken leg for Christmas.
Pretty much.
Yeah, man, like, I don't know, like that's pretty much the extent of mine. Like, we put up decorations. We had like we have a manger scene that my dad slowly built to be better and better
Every
over the
year.
years. The last time I was there for Christmas, he had actually built a wooden manger for his plastic light up Jesus and Company stuff. I think you saw it.
I think so. I think I remember it.
And we put like pine needle leaves on the top of that to kind of flesh it out and everything. It looked really good. Oh no, it was straw. It was straw we put everywhere. It looked pretty good. Kind of weird for me to look back on that though. Like,
I mean, like, so this time of year,
Mhm.
people love to watch movies. You know, they consider holiday or Christmas movies.
okay,
What's one that, what's a go-to for you to watch?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
I have avoided that movie for the last 6 years.
there's reasons beyond it being a Christmas movie that I connect with it.
Yeah.
Not get into that because it's kind of depressing shit. But it's a really good, wholesome movie in a lot of ways. Like you learn your impact on other people, regardless of it being a holiday themed thing.
Yeah.
Just because like he learns how much things would be different if he hadn't been around. How much like other people's lives would have sucked because of all the good he's done.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's like really cool. It's in the same vein as most holiday flicks are about that though, like the Scrooge.
Let's say
stuff
Christmas
and
Carol.
that's it. I couldn't think of that name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to watch
The old
what the fuck is it
animated.
called? No, not animated. One where the kid gets kicked in the
claymation.
face and by Santa and he slides down the slide.
Oh,
live action.
Because he wants
The BB gun.
the rifle.
The BB gun. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember either. He also gets his tongue, or his little brother gets his tongue stuck to a
Stuck to the
pole.
pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
I used to watch that when I was younger, and
I
then like
can't
I
think
started
of
getting
it.
older, and I just did not like it anymore. It was like, wow, this movie is annoying. And I think I said that to my mom once, and she was like, "Yeah, I know."
The like when I was little, I remember watching the like the Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Frosty the Snowman.
Oh yeah, no, those are staples too.
Like I remember watching those when I was a
Frosty
kid.
less so, but Rudolph and the other what do they call that? Stop motion.
Yeah, the other
stuff?
stop motion ones where like
I actually really like
the elf that
the Heat Miser and Cold Miser
Yeah.
one. I usually don't watch that one until after Christmas because I think it's actually timed after Christmas.
I think so.
Um,
Santa's
and-
coming to town. Yada yada yada.
yeah, like I love those movies.
One that my dad watches every year.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it last year. I'm probably, if I can find it, I'm gonna watch it this year. But that's Die Hard. Every Christmas, Dad watches it.
Of course he does.
But I mean, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas Eve movie.
Yeah. Yes, that's fair. But I mean,
according to Bruce Willis, it's a Bruce Willis movie.
oh, it is a Bruce Willis movie. It just happens.
He
to
said
take
it. No,
place
he
on
said.
Christmas
I
Eve.
think the quote is that he said, "It's not a Christmas movie, and it's not a action movie or something like that. It's a Bruce Willis movie."
It is.
All right. How do you feel about another point of contention here? The Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's also a Halloween movie.
No, just because the figures in it are from Halloween Town doesn't make it a Halloween movie because it takes place on Christmas.
It also takes place on Halloween. The very opening scene is on Halloween.
Is it?
Yes, because they're going back to Halloween
that's
Town
right.
from Halloween,
Halloween.
singing about their successes.
Okay. I still think
And then Jack basically is looking for more to his life, discovers Christmas, and promptly fucks it up.
I still feel like it's a Christmas movie to me.
Also, like
Frozen.
how cool is the name
not.
Pumpkin King? Like, really? It sounds really cool. It doesn't really fit him aesthetically because he's a skeleton.
Well, Jack Skellington.
Yes. That's what I just said. But also Jack O'Lantern pumpkins.
Do
It makes
you-
sense that way too.
Do you buy into the theory that it's part of a trilogy?
I haven't seen the other movies, so I don't really have a true assessment on that. I find it interesting. I couldn't tell you whether or not it was intended.
Okay. That's fair. Is there
It's not bad headcanon. I'll put it that way.
Is there anything else that you specifically associate this time of year with? Other than,
I'm the wrong person to ask that question, David.
other than, this the joking standard, a white Christmas, snow.
Not really. Like I don't have strong ties to like specific foods for Christmas or anything like that. Obviously we had like ham and you know what I mean, like
Eggnog.
the typical Christmas dinner, but I wasn't really tied into that. Like I love mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes was there,
Eggnog.
Eggnog.
Eggnog. Eggnog's a this season type of thing.
Eggnog
At least
is
with my grandparents.
Oh my god, I drank that whole carton yesterday. Problem.
I have to go buy more.
Yeah, I did that one Christmas.
I
was
buy
like-
small ones at work.
I get the half gallons.
I know. I buy small ones at work.
That's just a teaser.
It's enough for the 8-hour shift.
I'm trying to avoid it this year. I'll probably end up getting a small one or one half gallon
Yeah.
and trying to share the half gallon so I don't drink it all.
Yeah. Another thing that
Cookies.
I do
My
with-
mom used to bake cookies all the time. I didn't even think of that. And last year I baked cookies.
Yeah.
I don't
you
know
did.
if I'm going to this year. Since I'm trying to cut back on my carbs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I gave most of them away last year anyway.
Having worked retail for so long, I associate this time of year with misery. So, as far as work goes.
Well, we're trying to avoid that, David.
Like I know I'm making other people's days better
Are you?
sometimes.
You mean at work?
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Like 1 year,
The only time I've ever had anybody who worked at Target talk to me is when I ran into you at Target.
1 year I actually covered, a guy was like $20 short for this camera he was wanting to get for his wife. And I happened to have a 20 on me. So I'm like, I got it. Don't worry about it. Because I had it, and this is the only thing his wife asked for that year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to help him get this camera for her. Like 2 weeks later, because I told him, don't worry about him. Not concerned about it. I'd forgotten about it. And I get there, I show up for work, and sitting back at the electronics table was a card. I'm like, what's this? It had my name on it. I open it.
This is dangerous, David.
I open it, and there was $50
You could have pissed somebody off.
It would have been fine. There was $50 in there from the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I told him not to worry about this.
I can understand that. Like, because I used to work at the best home improvement store. And, like, I get what you're saying. Because, like, I would often be helping people with just, like, figuring out their issues, man. Because a lot of people go in there, they have a problem they need to fix, like, today.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
All right, look, half of my string of lights ain't working.
Well, yeah. I helped out in a lot of different departments. So, like, it would also be like, my toilet's not working.
Plumbing issues. There's
family's visiting and the toilet broke. I need help.
So, like, part of my roof caved in.
What? What?
Oh,
or
dude,
like when
ice storms back.
The
home.
ice storm.
God,
is there another one this year?
I don't know if they're having one.
It hasn't been 10 years yet. It's every 10 years.
It's every 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
2004, and then 2014.
Yeah. Well, was it 14?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 13? Anyway, the last ice storm when I was working there.
Yeah.
We did everything we could to get generators in to our store. Like, we literally got some sent to us from other stores in different areas.
Yeah.
And that had enough.
Yeah, had surplus.
Because we were out and people needed generators.
Yeah. I remember that last ice storm. Oh, I got so pissed. I called the electric company and cussed them out for like 10 minutes. So at the time I was living in the trailer park.
Yeah. I remember we made that cool lamp.
The house just on the other side of the fence had power. The houses on the other side of the street had power. The apartment complex behind us had power. We didn't. It was, I was pissed that day. I came home and everywhere else had power but us. It wasn't just our trailer, it was just the trailer park.
Which means that the power access, lines that went to the park, something was going on there probably.
No. They weren't giving us power because they were trying to make sure the power was constantly on flow to the apartment complex.
Oh, so they're trying to make sure it was stable first?
Oh, no.
Or just that the apartment complex had priority because there was more people there?
The apartment complex had priority because there were more people. And I'm like, okay, then why does the houses across the street and the house next to us have power? Because those are just houses. If you're talking about number of people, we should be next on the list.
Well, they could have also been on the same strain or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of different... The infrastructure on that, especially in certain areas, can be super weird.
Yeah, I know. That was one of those moments where I'm like, all right, listen. This isn't funny anymore. Because I went 2.5 weeks without power.
Yeah, I know. I was there for most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, those ice storms.
Yeah, even my parents had power before you did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're out in the boonies.
Yep. But I mean, this time of year can be really great or really crappy. But the last 2 years have been pretty good.
Well, I mean, the whole purpose of like the holidays, like Yule, Christmas, whatever, is basically to make a shitty season less shitty. Mm-hmm. Because because without something like that, without the bright lights around and the good feels being sent out and whatnot, it would just be a dreary, cold,
time.
barren time.
Excuse me. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying holidays are a problem.
No.
I'm saying like the last 2 years. Like I said, last 2 years have been great. That might be because of, Oren. So But I mean, this time of year, people can get really stressed out. They can get really moody and irritable. And as being someone whose, current primary job is retail, we tend to get the short end of the stick of that a lot.
Yeah. I work in customer service otherwise as well, and it's just customer service in general. It's a very stressful time because while the holidays do a good job of, increasing positivity, they also increase stress because there's more shit you got to do.
Yeah. Well, I need a 12-pound turkey. I'm sorry, I don't have any. Find one.
Have you tried Walmart?
I don't have any.
Have you tried Kroger? Have you tried?
Hey, where's your alcohol, dude? We don't sell it here. How can you not sell alcohol?
Easy. We don't have a license.
We just don't. Right across the street's a place that you can buy some though. Well, fine. I'll take my business there.
Okay, bye.
Why are you being mean?
Okay, bye.
Why are you being mean? I'm sorry.
That was something I had to do a lot when I was working in the garden section. Because if we didn't carry something, I could tell them exactly where it was. Nobody ever got mad though. Usually, garden was luckily it's one of the departments where like you rarely came in because you had a problem now.
Yeah,
and more like you need to do something and you need something to do it with.
Yeah, you wanted to put a new tree in, so you came to see
or cut a tree down.
Put some flowers in, fix your garden.
Trim your weeds.
Blah. For years I was in electronics. And it just there were some guests that made you definitely not like this season. Like the joke that people post at the beginning of winter. Man. There are two kinds of people in retail. There's people like Will Ferrell from The Elf, and then there are people like
Is there?
Yeah. I've worked with them.
I've never met anybody like that.
Creepy. God.
I've never met anybody like that.
They come in, they're wearing the ugliest sweater.
Are you talking about customers?
No. I'm talking like bosses will come in wearing the ugliest Christmas sweater they can wear. That's red or, close to red or something like that.
Must be an aneurysm thing.
And they're like, "Hi, how's it going today, guys? Are you ready to get out there and work?" No, I don't want to go deal with those people. You can go deal with those people. They're not that bad.
Are you made out of plastic? That's like the only response to that. Are you actually fake?
I'm genuinely one of those people who looks like a soldier from the Battle of Helm's Deep. So it begins.
Dead? Oh. Sorry. Spoiler.
Well, I mean, some of us are kind of dead inside. Not the point. Retail murders your soul.
Not just retail.
True. But no, all jokes
pretty
aside.
Pretty much everything.
All jokes aside, there are days where, you have the bad guests. You do. You have the bad days. But there are also days where a 5-year-old will come in to buy a toy for his, 2-year-old brother or, wants to get a blanket for his newborn sister or something. And he can barely speak. And you're trying to, okay. Yeah. All right. I think I know what you're looking for.
That's the age group where like a lot of times they'll just talk to you like you already know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to find it. What do you need to find? I just need to find it. Like,
Okay.
okay.
What are we? What
What are we looking
is it
for?
A toy?
I'll hunt it down for you.
Is it a toy? Is it
Is it Marvel? 'Cause
like
we don't sell Marvel here.
like those?
It's just
Those days. Those are the days that make the season worth it. I mean, it may sound, what's the word?
cliche.
Yeah, silly, cliche, whatever. But those are genuinely the days that make the season. They negate the What do you mean you don't have the 70-inch TV?
I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of that. I did, however, have things like this is just absolutely funny to me because it's just the way the dude's face was the whole time. He walks up and he's like, "Hey, where are your box fans?" This obviously isn't a holiday time thing, but he's like, "Where are your box fans?" And his wife walking by him is like, "I know where they are. Come on." And he just continues looking at me like, you gonna answer me like, and I was just like, "They're over there," pointing almost exact opposite direction as she was walking, because I had just set them out because we were doing like an event thing up front. And he was like, "Thanks," and he just walked that way, like he didn't even get her. He just went to them.
That's great.
It's things like that made like my days easier, and my coworkers were pretty fucking great.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember there was this one. It was I want to say the second
I'm
or
not talking
third.
about holidays.
I want to say it was the second or third Christmas.
Oh yeah.
That I worked, and a guy comes in and he's looking for a specific type of lights, a string of lights. And I'm like, unfortunately, we're sold out of them. You could probably order them online. And he goes, "Where's that?" I stare at him for a minute. I go,
website
on
internet.
On the internet, sir. He's like, "Is that down 78? No.
Whoa.
No, sir."
I'm sorry, sir. There seems to be a miscommunication here. I'm from the 21st century.
Like, I finally, I pulled out my phone and I started looking up. I'm like, okay, so the Target over in Augusta, they've got 6 of them left. He's like, "Oh, which one?" And I don't remember which one it was, but I told him which one. He's like, "All right, I'll go over there then. Thank you." Left. And I'm just standing there going,
did that guy really not know what the internet was?
Was I just trolled or was that serious? What?
Maybe he just couldn't hear you right.
like it
just
threw me
just look
off.
at him like, router, computer, mouse.
I don't need a mouse.
Keyboard. I don't want to do music.
Fair enough. Software.
You coming on to me?
Yeah, it was. There.
That's funny.
Stories like that.
Hey man, this is like retail teaches you the lesson of it takes all kinds.
Yeah, it does. You're like, what? Or you get particularly out here, a guest will come in that has a very thick accent. And some of my coworkers are having trouble understanding them. And I'll hear just a word. And I'll go, look over, walk around the corner. You need help?
Like a thick redneck accent?
Uh-huh.
Something you're versatile in?
You need help? Yeah, where the hell is... Oh, it's over there.
Hey, where the dang old thing is NASCAR?
Where the hell are the Christmas trees? I'm looking for a specific ornament.
That's my best
And
Boomhauer
they'll look
impression.
over. My coworkers have literally looked over. It's looking for an ornament. What ornament? And the one looked like an anchor.
One looks like an anchor?
Yes.
20 years in the South, David.
I know.
Even with my bad hearing, you learn things.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, all right. I can show where that is. Or the one time we had a German guest. That was interesting. They spoke no English.
We've recently had some customers. Our company has expanded to Canada.
hmm
We've recently had some customers that insisted on French,
Oh, Jesus.
even though our support and everything is English only.
Whew.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to do
I've-
anything.
I've luckily I've not had one of them yet.
I can't speak French, so
Parlez-vous français? Si. That's Spanish.
I know.
Si.
Isn't
No.
ja?
No.
Okay, that is just German then.
I can remember no, but I can't think of yes right now.
Oui.
Oui. Duh, I'm stupid. Is it no for no? I know a little bit, but not enough to communicate with anybody about anything.
Ich spreche Sie Deutsch so lala.
Only a little?
Only
I never
so.
took German.
You've heard me say that so many times, though.
I have not, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, technically, sola la is not
because
even
of
proper
you-
German. It's Southern German slang for so-so.
Because of you and every other friend we've had that took German and my older brother,
That's fair.
know a little bit of German.
That's fair.
Probably about as much German as I know French. It's not a high bar.
Probably know more
It's
German.
not a high bar. Well, it's boiled down to thank you and you're welcome.
True.
As still a reflex.
Yeah, I say it at work, and people will look at me. I go, and I will have to think how to say thank you in English.
My coworkers are used to it. They just say you're welcome or bitte.
Like someone will open the danke, and they'll stop and they go, well, what? It's mostly the seasonal hires. And they're like, wait, what? And I'll go, thank you. That's the word. Well, I suppose that's the end of the episode.
Please like, comment, follow, and share. And also, more importantly, thank you for listening.
Take care.
Bye.